Alright, y'all, we gotta talk about There Were Giants. It's a movie I'm trying to help a friend promote. Check out this video. I posted on YouTube Shorts. It's a 45-second video, kinda giving you a taste of what the film is about. Alright, my Night God people, y'all gotta check this out. A friend of mine hit me up on my TikTok to see if I would help him promote his movie. It's gonna be lit. It's called There Were Giants. It may even be a series. Check out the link in the description. They've raised $80,000 out of $250. But for now, get your popcorn ready.
There were giants on the earth in those days. The offspring of those that were cast out. We have to tempt them. We have to draw them out with something that they want. Because if you believe any of it, you have to believe all of it.
A gentleman named Cody Wilson hit me up like a month or two ago about talking about or getting some info or input on this series from me because on TikTok he had seen my videos about giants. I mean, right away I was kind of taken aback, like, really, a movie? This is crazy. You want my input? Really? It was kind of humbling. Felt pretty cool. I said, hell yeah, count me in. What do you need, you know? And he showed me to his WeFunder page, showed me where they were at, and literally they hardly had any money raised when I first got recruited to help publicize this video. They need $250,000, which sounds like a lot, but they already have $80,000 raised. So it's well within reach. And you guys, this series looks awesome. And yes, it's not just one movie. Cody already has the script written or has ideas for at least a multi-part movie, if not a season-like show. Can you imagine this on Netflix? It would be lit. There's no way it wouldn't pop. What's really cool about this is it's actually an investment opportunity. Whether you invest a small amount or a large lump sum, it can actually return profits later if the series actually is lit and goes and pops off on even Netflix or, you know, Hulu TV. You never know. You just never know. It's an intriguing series, and it's definitely got the fabric of what it takes to be something really, truly special. I mean, think about it. If you look, there's hardly any films about giants or films centering around giants. And if they are, they're mythology or fantasy. He actually uses true references in history, like the Book of Enoch that was found on the Dead Sea Scrolls. So he's using actual biblical history, which is really intriguing because you're talking the days before Noah's great flood, when the Watchers or the fallen fell to earth and bred the daughters of men, creating giants. And he doesn't stop there. If you noticed in the 45-second video, it was quick, but in the background, he actually had pictures referencing the Paracas Peru skulls, the elongated skull people. So Cody is really doing his due diligence. I mean, he's really studying up for this film. But before I ramble on too long, because I'm so pumped about this film, I'm going to let Cody introduce himself and explain a little more about it. And once he's done, we'll come back and I want to talk about the other two films in the series, The Door and The Last Domain. I hope you enjoy.
There were giants on the earth in those days. The offspring of those that were cast out. We have to tempt them. We have to draw them out with something that they want. Because if you believe any of it, you have to believe all of it.
Hi guys, I'm Cody Wilson, and this story begins for me when I was 22 during my second tour. My friends and I were patrolling the desert one night outside of the Ziggurat of Ur. That's one of the oldest temples in the world and in scripture. I found it eerie and fascinating, and I was bugging the heck out of everybody with how it could be used in films. Well, one of my friends says this word that I had never heard before. In Genesis, God creates the universe, and then Adam, and then Eve, and the stories that are most told. And then something else happens. And then Genesis goes right into the flood saga, and we're left, if we really paid attention, thinking, what was that? What are Nephilim? What does the word mean? What does sons of God and daughters of men actually mean? This is material that the church doesn't exactly promote, so we want to explore that. The footage you've been seeing is from a proof of concept trailer we shot to raise money for a feature film. But what began as a feature script evolved into a regular series, which then spun off into more stories, and I realized there's a whole franchisable universe here, which I'd like to begin with a feature called The Door, a story about old friends who reconnect and spend the last night of their lives holding an ancient door shut to keep out the biblical monster on the other side. Set up as an adventure discovery story, it's a big world concept shot in one location that turns into a nightmare monster thriller. A squad of Army Rangers joins a biblical researcher and 2 Chilean miners at a recently unearthed door in underground El Teniente. But as soon as we open the door, we smash cut to a bloody and horrifying fight to hold the door shut. But bad goes to worse when infected rangers become seemingly possessed, and worse again when mine owners above ground attempt to cover up this catastrophe by destroying the evidence. The door has themes of secrecy and ulterior motives paralleled with themes of trust and forgiveness. My goal for The Door is to become an art piece in the film community. I'd love for it to be comparable to an A24 supernatural horror film, such as The Witch or The Green Knight, but with the tension of Blue Ruin or Green Room. I haven't seen anything like this out there at the moment. I think it could be the start of something iconic and unique. Overall, really cool, and I would love your support. So, please join us if you can. You can buy percentages of this film as well as own equity in future projects from the There Were Giants franchise. And thank you so much for watching.
So there you go, fam. That's an introduction to Cody and his vision. It's something spectacular and awesome. I hope it comes to fruition. Just like you guys, I had no idea before I watched this video that he served our country, and that the idea, or the first time he had heard the Nephilim, he was over in Iraq on his second tour. Pretty special stuff there, and thank you, Cody, for serving our country. Needless to say, Cody's passionate and he's driven. If anybody's going to get it done, it's him. We just need a little bit of your help as far as raising the right amount of funding to shoot a proper movie. In the description of this video, I'm going to share my affiliate page, so if you donate, make sure you click through my page so they can track the people that I sent to donate. I'm also going to share the main We Funder page link for There Were Giants. It gives you a little more in-depth look at each movie, from The Door, The Last Domain, and then There Were Giants. The Door, for example, looks absolutely awesome. It's all shot in one setting. It's a group of Army Rangers who find this massive door underground, and these Nephilim, or these beasts, are trying to break through it to get to the surface. They're there, and they're trying to hold it shut. But not only that are they fighting, they start seeing people in their crew or on their team get sick, and they turn into more or less zombie-esque beings. So they not only have to fight the Nephilim trying to come through the door, they have to fight their own people who turn. If that doesn't sound entertaining, I don't know what does. Then you got The Last Domain. The Last Domain is based on a coal mining company that gets put out of business by the New Green Deal. But they leave a skeleton crew behind at the coal mining facility to keep it up and running for when coal makes its comeback. While there, they stumble upon a chamber within the coal mine that has these ancient biblical artifacts in it. They begin looking into it, and it turns out to be some pretty important stuff about the history of giants, Nephilim, etc. Just as the coal mine is talking about opening back up because of these biblical artifacts to dig them up, one of the members finds a weapon. They become sick, and the terror ensues. So, interesting. It's a thriller, kind of horror type flick. Very good stuff. And then next you have There Were Giants. I'm going to go ahead and play the final 2 trailers and then we'll talk about it some more afterwards.
There were giants on the earth in those days. When the settlers arrived, stories were shared about wars between the natives and cannibal giants.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
The offspring of those that were cast out.
Ma'am, I've lived here my whole life. I've never seen that man before.
People avoid things they can't explain. The flood was meant to purge the world of evil and of them.
That's a theory, but
If we want to know, we have to tempt them. We have to draw them out with something that they want. Pack a bag and go up the mountain with me tomorrow. And together we'll find out if this really is worth your time.
You said we had to draw them out.
10,000 trumpet blasts in 4 waves. If he's down there, he'll wake up to the sounds of war. You want to do it? Because if you believe any of it, you have to believe all of it.
So the previous trailer was actually an old one, when they were originally going to call the film The Last Domain, but then they changed it to There Were Giants. The next one is a more updated trailer. It has some of the same scenes, but enough of it is different to make it intriguing to watch as well. Then we'll have our closing thoughts, and hopefully you guys will possibly think about donating, or hopefully you're at least intrigued. And the newest trailer next.
There were giants on the earth in those days. When the settlers arrived, stories were shared about wars between the natives and cannibal giants.
I'm sorry, what are we talking about?
The offspring of those that were cast out.
Your dad's research, what wasn't found? He's still hidden around here.
Okay, why look for it? Leave it alone.
Because you need to burn it.
People avoid things they can't explain. The flood was meant to purge the world of evil and of them.
That's a theory, but
If we want to know, we have to tempt them. We have to draw them out with something that they want.
He said their presence would draw things in, like gravity. That exposure to them is like radiation. People would begin to act out of character. Things would crawl up from the darkness, and he was the worst.
You said we had to draw them out.
10,000 trumpet blasts. If he's down there, he'll wake up to the sounds of war.
All we have to do is open the door.
You want to do it?
couple of things to note about those last two trailers. How cool is it that he thought about using trumpets to awaken the giant, to prepare him for war? That he would be woken from his stasis based on this. What a cool idea. Also, did you hear them mention about how they changed the gravity around you? What crazy, crazy stuff. Very cool. And lastly, that you can get radiation poisoning from them. This goes back to the Hyperboreans, when the atmosphere thinned and they had to go to Middle Earth or Inner Earth because they had to get out of the sun due to radiation poisoning. Wow. So guys, I hope you're intrigued. I hope you enjoyed this. I did this completely on me, more or less. Hopefully you guys will donate and help me out there in a little bit in the affiliate program. But if not, it's okay. I really enjoyed doing this. What a cool film. I'm actually just honored and absolutely excited to be a part of the whole thing. I mean, couldn't be luckier, really. It's awesome. And I hope that something turns out of this. It could be something great. I mean, I can see a Netflix series with multiple seasons, let alone just 3 movies, really, right? And I'm sure Cody can as well. He's probably more excited than I am, I imagine, because he's put a lot of work into this. He has raised a lot of money, gear, etc. He's put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this whole production. Again, I'm putting the link to my affiliate page, so donate through there if you decide to donate, so they can track how many people I sent their way. And then I'm going to put the original link to the WeFunder page on the entirety of the video in the description as well, so you can get a little more in-depth look at it. Not only that, you can actually watch a couple more videos of Cody speaking on the subject. So it's entertainment for sure. So thank you guys for checking this out, and I promise you my next video is going to be the Antarctica Super Soldier Labs. I'm hopefully going to have it up by tomorrow night. If not, I'm going to go live, we'll chat a little bit, and then I'll do it hopefully and have it posted by the next morning. This kind of just was something that I wanted to get done and look into, so hopefully this intrigued you anyway. And as always, for entertainment purposes only, nothing on this page has been proven as absolute truth, and I'm not claiming it absolutely is. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post. I love you, my people. Thanks for tuning in, and stay in the light.